It's the talk of the breakfast table this morning, a debate about the presidential debate. Who won? Well, the answer depends on who you talk to. Let's bring in political scientist Dr. Jason Husser, the Elon University Assistant Provost for Academic Excellence and Director of the Elon Poll.
Jason, from a neutral academic standard, what did each of the candidates do well in the debate last night?
Both candidates did one thing really well, which was they appealed to their bases. We saw the last debate was really of historic proportions, really the one debate we can point to in all of American history in which that definitely changed the outcome of the race, in that Biden lost his base in that debate, which led him to drop off the ticket. Neither candidate performed in such a way that we have to worry for either of them of losing their core supporters. What's debatable about this debate is, did they move the needle in the middle? And that's something we're not going to really know for a couple of weeks till we see more numbers coming out.
Well, speaking of numbers, let's take a look at a Real Clear Politics poll average. It shows a much tighter race since Kamala Harris replaced President Biden. Trump leading by less than a point heading into that debate last night. Remember, Trump won North Carolina in 2016 and 2020. So, Jason, based on your polling research and the performances of both candidates last night, who do you predict will win North Carolina this November?
I think North Carolina Republicans at the presidential level, probably less so at the gubernatorial level. What it comes down to is Trump has barely won North Carolina, and North Carolina has shifting demographics. We've seen a lot of migration into the state from the Northeast and other places that tend to vote blue. This is an important win, more so for Republicans than for Democrats, because they're competing in some other states and investing a lot of resources there. So it's still way too close to determine that. And I do think if anything, this debate had a pretty small impact on what's going to be the outcome in the state going forward.
A small impact, but with such a tight race, every single vote matters.
Oh, yeah.
And right after the debate, music superstar Taylor Swift came out and endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris on Swift's Instagram, which has more than 200 million followers. What kind of difference do endorsements like that make in a race like this, especially with the youth vote, Jason?
Swift is arguably one of the top 2 or 3 most influential people, not only in American pop culture, but in the entire world right now. These types of endorsements can matter a great deal at some stages in a campaign, particularly in an early stage of a campaign or in a race where people may not be that familiar with candidates. That's not where we are right now. We are dealing with household names who have multi-hundred-million-dollar campaigns behind them, and so endorsements may not matter as much. And the counterfactuals to that extent is Swift endorsed Phil Bredesen, a Democratic candidate for governor of Tennessee. Bredesen wasn't successful. We also saw Beyonce endorsing Beto O'Rourke in Texas, not making that much of a difference. If we go back, John Wayne endorsed lots of people. Sometimes they won, sometimes they lost. So it's really mixed evidence about endorsements mattering in the general campaign, but they do matter in the primaries.
At points last night, both candidates were fairly vague on one of the top issues Americans are going to be voting on, which is the economy. At the ballot box come November, how important is the economy going to be in who they select?
The economy is going to be, if not the most important issue, one of the top 3 most important issues. Where this election may come down to is whether people place the economy as number 1 or number 2. Trump effectively pointed out issues of inflation and tied those to Biden and Harris. Harris pointed out policies that she has in her platform that could grow the economy. Trump missed opportunities to point out potential inflationary effects of those policies, and Harris probably could have done more to talk about inflation in a longer historical timeline than the last 3 years. Whether the economy goes up or down over the last month is really, to me, the most important deciding factor of who ends up winning. And the big question there is, what does the Federal Reserve do in terms of interest rates over the next month or 2?
Jason, thank you so much for your expert analysis and insight. Our Verify team is fact-checking big debate claims made by both candidates. A reminder to you at home, you can check out the Verify tab on WFMYnews2.com.